Okay, let's try this again. There you go, it's much better. Although I have no idea what's happened to my screen. Okay, there you go. Hi people. Good morning or evening, wherever you are. I probably have to mute myself in here. Okay, that's better. How are you guys? Whoever is listening in. I haven't prepared, to be absolutely honest. I haven't prepared everything just yet, so you get to see some of my lame attempts at quickly figuring out what the hell am I doing here. So what you can see now, you can't see anything. You also can't hear anything because my mic is in the wrong place. Anyway. So we're going to be playing a card game today. And I am preparing some of the cards at the moment. Because I have been lazy and I haven't gotten everything ready just yet. So I need to do some preparing. Okay, this is really not comfortable. Alright, this might be better. Right. Where was I? Okay, so I've got one set of cards that I haven't managed to export yet. So bear with me. really should have done this yesterday. I'm sorry. Oh, damn it. So this is not going to be the final version of the cards, definitely. I'm just using it as kind of a placeholder until all the actual cards are done. So really, I just want the numbers and the suits. Is it suits or suites? Suits. So I just want to recognize which card is which, but I don't really want to bother that much about the exact design. Just gonna do that. A lot of copying and pasting in this bit. It's almost done. Okay, and one more. We need the ace, and I think that is going to be the last one, and then we can finally get started with the actual work. Okay. Okay, this should be fine. I hope. Okay. Hello, people in the chat. Come say hi. Grab some coffee. I did. Look, today I have my latte. Hello, hello. Just gonna tell a couple more people that I am live, so maybe they can join. Okay. All right, so let's take a look at what we have here. So we are using for this. So first of all, what we're going to do is we will take a look at Ulti, which is a card game. And it's like the national card game of Hungary, like officially. And I will attempt to implement it as a minigame in Behind the Beyond. So what we are going to do first is get a bit acquainted with the cards and the numbers, the values, the suits and everything. And we will jump right into the coding and implement, hopefully, without any issues, the logic for playing this game. So I have some cards ready for you. First of all, let's take a look at the suits. This is the suits that we are going to have. There are 4 of them. There's the acorn. There's this thing, which is in the original German suits, it is called the bell, but in the Hungarian cards we call it the pumpkin. It's weird. I don't want to call it pumpkin because it sounds weird, because we don't really eat or use that much pumpkin per se. It's rather butternut squash, but then it also sounds weird. Anyway, we'll call it pumpkin because that's how they call it on the internet. And there's the red one and the green one. So each of these suits will have 8 cards. 4 of them, I'm not going to save this because I have already saved it. So we've got numbered ones and we've got the special ones with the characters. So we've got 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s. And then we have something which is called the lower, the upper. There's the king and then there is the ace. This is going to be very, very simple. So this is not the final artwork. I just want to kind of mimic the style and the look and feel of the cards for now, and we will just switch the artwork later when it's all done. So let's start doing that. Okay, hang on. I have loads of stuff open in my Visual Studio, which I don't need actually. Let me close that and switch to Visual Studio. Yay, there you go. Okay, fine. Ooh, you can see all the secrets. Okay. This mess here is our scripts folder. So I'm just gonna try and keep things tidy and have a new folder for the Ulti stuff. Okay, step 1, we need the cards. So let's define some cards. Better yet, let's define the suits first. I'm gonna be lazy and just add an Ulti class here. This is really, really lazy, so don't do that. I'm gonna grab some. I don't even need that. I just want enum called suit, and we will have the red, the green, the pumpkin, and the acorn. I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, come on. Accidentally pressed something. Okay, and then we will have some cards. We need some cards. Let's make some cards. The card can actually be a struct. So this is, I'm using C# and I am using Unity. So our game is run in Unity. And yeah. So let's call this card I'm thinking maybe card is too generic and I might have some conflicts later, but let's see how it goes. Or maybe call it Ulti card. That's fine. So the Ulti card will have a suit, and a value. Okay, I have not prepared for that at all. So let's skip this for now. Let's leave it at that, and let's look at how the whole thing is going to look in Unity. So I'm gonna switch back to my Photoshop. There's gonna be a lot of switching. Okay, we don't need this. Okay, so here is our little mockup. This is kind of how I want to look, how I want the game to look, the minigame in the big game. So Ulti is played with 3 people, and basically first, if I remember correctly, then first it's a bidding. So we bid on who and how is going to win the game. And then whoever has the highest bid is going to try to win the way as they declared that they are going to win. And they go against the other 2 players who are working as a team and try to stop the one with the winning bid. I will try to explain all this bidding and all of this shortly. Okay. All right. So let's try to reconstruct this thing in Unity. I haven't exported anything yet, but let's see our Unity for now. Look at that. I've got the main menu here. Okay. I am going to create a new scene. I will probably have to, or maybe just copy one. Because for this, I would want certain things to be already there, so you don't need to see my entire screen now. Where are my scenes? Okay, so I'm just gonna in the background I am just copying one of the scenes, and I will delete everything and then redo the bits that I actually need. So I'm gonna call this ulti.unity. All right, let's open it and see how it looks. Okay. Because this is stuff that I will need anyway. And I don't want to change any of that. This is going to be our main stage. I'm just going to hide this one for now. Okay, we don't need any of that. And let's call it, I don't know, play area. That's fine. Okay, so we've got the play area. what I am going to add first is a background, because we've got this nice like sort of wooden table in the background. So let's find that. Where did I put it? Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna turn everything off in here. Cards, blah, blah, blah. Okay, there you go. So I'm just gonna save this. As background. Let's call it Ulti background. That's fine. And then I can just copy. In here, let's create a folder. Let's name it Ulti. Or maybe it's not, it shouldn't be a background, it's more like a UI thing. So let's put it in the UI thing. Okay, let's add a folder here, call it Ulti. Not in inventory. Oh, come on. There you go. Assets and UI Ulti. I'm just gonna copy the file that I have saved, and now it's here. Okay, it's going to be a sprite that I'm just gonna drop somewhere in here. Let's move it back to the play area and then reset so it's in the middle. Okay. This actually probably should be more like a UI image, doesn't it? Oh, hang on. I've got some stuff that I need to remove. We don't need that. Or that. It's just, okay, now it's empty. Yeah, okay, let's you know what, let's change it to a canvas and an image and then use the background in here instead of in here. There. I know it looks exactly the same as it did before, but it's going to be better, trust me. Let's call it the table so we know what it is. Okay, what else do we have then? Okay, we've got the cards and we've got the players and we've got the game mode. Okay. Let's put the rest of the UI together, because this is how it's going to look. Okay. Did I use the same? No, I didn't. Oh man. Does anybody in the chat actually knows how to play Ulti? Or is this your first encounter with the game? Like it is mine. Actually, I have encountered the game before, but I'm no expert. They tried to teach me a number of times, but I didn't. Okay. So I've got a number of things that makes up this whole bit of UI. Huh, that is weird. Ooh. Oh my god, what have I done here? This is some really lazy work. Come on me. Should have done better. But anyway, okay. I will fix this. I promise. It looks bad. I know it doesn't look like it if I put it all together, but I do plan to add some animation to these objects, so it would be better if you don't see what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. So this whole thing on the side with the players and the player pictures, so it's made up with all these layers, and I didn't pay attention when I made the whole thing to make it like a standalone image. So I just added the shades where it was absolutely necessary, and I am going to have to fix that, because if I use this one and then say add some sort of animation when this turns, then these tiny bits might be revealed, which I don't want. Don't want them to be. So I might have to fix that later. But anyway, this is going to be the player background one bit. And what the hell is this? What is this? Ooh, okay. I see. It's the contour. Okay, and this is going to be the other one. This looks better, but still it's going to have, I'm gonna have to redo some bits. Okay, there you go. Layer back. And this is the second layer, and this is the silver one. And we will have a player. I'm just gonna use this This is George, by the way. He does have a name. I know I've got that feedback that characters in the game don't deserve names. Well, some of them do. This is George, by the way. And I promise some more of the characters will be named later. I promise. Okay, so this bit is going to count how many tricks the player has won. So a trick, well, how the hell do I explain this? When we play the game, after the bidding part is done and we know who's on whose team, there is going to be tricks. One trick it's not like a magic trick, but it's like one round of playing one card. So everyone plays in one card, and whoever has the top card with the biggest value, or I will explain that. So whoever has the biggest value or the top card is going to win this trick. And all of these cards that the people have played in one round is called a trick. So you take all those cards that you have won, and you put it somewhere in your play area, and that is called one trick. So and it's going to matter because in some game modes, whoever has the most tricks taken, I think that's going to be the winner. Or it matters how many tricks you have taken during the game. So it's important to keep track of which player has taken and how many tricks they have taken. Yeah. So we have the trick counter. You have a little thingy here. George is handsome. Yeah, everyone loves George. Let's name this bit the trick counter. Trick counter? Yeah, that's fine. Let's name it the trick counter. Okay, I don't need all this crap. Okay, what else? I will add these from this later, and yeah, okay. This is going to be the name of the player. Oh. Okay. Nope, not okay. That's not what I wanted to do. Copy. Okay, now it's good. Right. This is the player name. Let's go with name tag. Name tag. Okay. And for some reason, I added a star. Why did I add a star? Any ideas why I added a star here? Maybe maybe it's a marker for who's currently in the lead. Does that matter? I'm trying to. No, he can't be in the lead because if the innkeep's daughter has taken one trick and George has taken 0, then he can't be in the lead. Or maybe he's the dealer. Okay, I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure that there was purpose behind this star that I put it here. Anywho, or maybe he's dealing, or he's starting the trick. He's calling the cards. I don't know. Okay, I'm sure if I refresh the rules, it will all make sense. Okay, so now we've got a bunch of new artwork ready. You know what? I'm going to save this this whole thing as a kind of a mock screen, just so that I can. Okay, let's turn everything on. Okay, so I can place everything in Unity in the right place. So I just save this whole thing as a PNG, and I will move this temporarily. This is taking up the whole screen anyway, so I'm just gonna, for now, I'm gonna switch to this one and actually make it a bit transparent, so I see which bits I have dealt with and which bits are still to do. Okay, so this is the bit that we want to do now. This is where we exported all this stuff for. Yeah, see? So now I can position kinda where I want some of this stuff to be. Okay, actually, no, you don't see that. I always forget that I need to switch my screens. Sorry about that. So yeah, I want to remove this anyway. So I just changed I just changed the background to this mock screen, so I can align all the elements that I have exported now, and then maybe work out even the font sizes and everything. Right, so this is going to be, let's make this not even, I'm gonna call it the opponent 1, and okay, here it is. Okay, let's add this guy. Oh no, because I don't want this to be a sprite, sorry. I want this to be a UI image. So there's going to be background 1. I know, very imaginative names I come up with. Set native size, okay. What? 601? Why? Times 600 pixels. That is bothering my OCD. Okay, so let's make this 600 by 600. And then come on. I can move it here. Yep, okay, I will turn it off temporarily. Or better yet, I'm gonna duplicate it and I'm gonna add the second layer. Set native size. Oh, come on! Ah! Really? How is this not the same width and height? Oh, this is really annoying me. I know it shouldn't, it doesn't really matter, but it still does. Anyway, what else do we have here? We have Georgie's picture. Well, you know what? Let's do it from the other way. this is going to be, we need the trick counter. Oh, come on. Fine. Be the trick counter. Okay. Okay, and we need a name tag. Forgot how to spell. That's it. Okay, this is already not going to be good, but it's good for now. Trick counter, name tag, and oh yeah, and the picture, of course. Picture. Georgie. Actually, this should be bang in the middle. Ah, not like that. Okay. Oops. There you go. Okay, there you go. Not perfect, but it doesn't have to be perfect anyway. It just has to be good enough. Right. Let's check that everything that's in the middle that should be in the middle is in the middle. Okay. Right. So oh, it's not gonna show up on the screen because of the letterbox thing. Ah. Okay. Right, so we need to add the player name and the tricks taken. Okay, so here I will probably have to do some UI magic. Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna deal with that now. I'm just gonna add some text and then hope for the best. Tricks taken. I will figure it out later. Change the font. Uh-oh. Okay. Could probably be okay, 16. That looks all right. Just need to increase the line spacing a bit because they're a little bit squished. Okay, this looks fine. Okay. Tricks taken, and we need another for the count, which is 0 for now. Okay, and this is probably gonna have to be like, no, I want it to say we'll type 32, not 23. Come on. Okay, let's say that this is fine. And we need another bit of text for the name. It's gonna say blacksmith. For now, it will change. I promise you it will change. Okay, maybe this could be a bit... smaller, like so. $36, that's better. Name. Okay. That's one player done. And now we do the other one. It's gonna be opponent 2. Where are you? Is it possible to have 2-digit? I don't think that's possible, because if there are okay, look, how many cards do we have? 32, because we've got 4 suits and 8 cards in each, so that's 32, and you've got 3 players. So everyone is going to have 10 at most, because two of the cards will be out of play, because each player must have the exact number of cards, which is going to be 10, and then 2 are going to be out of play. So yeah, that means 10. Well, technically, it is possible that one player has all 10 tricks. So technically it is possible to have 2 digits. See, maths. But it's fine. I think it will fit. So let's see if it fits. That's a good point. So there you go, 10. Let's move it a bit to the side, and ta-da! I think it will be fine. All right. So now I will a big success, yeah. Yeah, because I think that when one game of Ulti is done, then we will reset the trick. So so it's gonna be restarted for each game. So it's never gonna be more than 10 at any point. Yeah, should be fine. Okay, let's switch back to Photoshop and then deal with the other. Whoops. With the other player stuff. Fortunately, because I couldn't, I just wasn't going to use the same colors or the same shapes for the same stuff in both players. I'm gonna have to change every single asset that I have just exported for the other player, because they have different colors, at least. But that's fine. This is the innkeep's daughter. What else do we need? We need this one. This is going to be... What the hell did I call this? Player... Trick count? No, the trick count is the brown one. Name tag. Name tag, that was the one. Okay. Yeah, and the backgrounds, I need to switch the backgrounds too. Huh. It is 600 by 600. I don't know what Unity is talking about with these 1 extra pixels. That's so annoying. Oops. This is the silver one, and then add the other one, which is, yeah. Ba-ba-bum. Gold. Right. Okay. Back to Unity. Let's grab all these assets. What did I do? Ulti. There it is. Okay. Opponent 1, opponent 2. Okay. So your background is going to be silver. The second layer is going to be gold. Okay. And then the picture, we change it to Inkeep's daughter. For now, obviously, we're going to change it to whoever you're playing against. But this is just a mock-up for now. Okay, the trick counter is the same, but we need to align it differently. So we just move it to the side. And switch the name tag to the other one because this is golden. Name is Inkeep's daughter. Okay. Oh no. Yeah, because the layout is the same in here. It's just the whole thing is aligned to the other side. Okay, fine. Da-da. Right, okay. Now this thing. Haha. That's gonna be interesting. Okay, so now we get acquainted with the magical words. That is going to be part of the bidding process in Ulti. So like I said before, the game starts with bidding, and you need to bid with the mode that you want to play, or the way that you are planning to win the game. So there are a number of words that you can use during this bidding process. So if I'm gonna cheat from the internet and see how all of these things are called in English, because I only know like half of them anyway, and in Hungarian. So it's called okay, so the most basic way to play Ulti is called the simple. That's the type of bid that you call in the beginning of the game. So if you say simple, that means you are planning to win the game only on points. So like I said, if you take a trick that's going to be worth points. I think it's 1, but maybe it does. Anyway, it's just depends on how many tricks your team has taken during the game. So it's really is just scores. We count, and whoever has the highest score wins the game. That's the simple. There's different sorts of like there's loads of other modes, but some easier ones are like Ulti is one of the where the name of the game comes from. you don't bet on the other players. You need to bet on your own game, how you are going to win. But yeah, bidding on the innkeeper's daughter is probably a good choice. So simple is just counting how many tricks you have won. Ulti means the calling player wins the last trick with the 7 of trumps. I know it's like really specific. So there are trump cards. In the beginning, we will determine what color or what suit is the trump. That means that color is, or that suit is, it has a higher value if it's compared against other cards. I hope this kind of makes sense. So if you say Ulti, that means you are planning to win the game by having the 7 of trumps for last, and then winning the last trick with the 7 of trumps. Does that make any sense? Looking at you, chat. Okay, so that's called Ulti. There's another one called Battly. Battly means you're not gonna take any tricks. So it's really fun, because if someone if someone says Battly, and that's the winning trick, that's the winning bid in the beginning, then both players will try to lose against the third player, so they make the third player win at least one of the rounds, one of the tricks. Well, I'm not entirely sure yet of all the terms and conditions of this game. And there's a couple of more bets, like Durchmarsch. Durchmarsch. I don't know how to say this. Like in Hungarian, we would say Durchmarsch, but it is definitely not how you say it. Probably in German, and definitely not how you say it in English. But anyway, so that means you will win all the tricks. So that's like the opposite of Battly. And then you can complicate all of these things by adding red into this bid, because then it will double the value of your bid. So all of these things have a value. So the simplest one that I've explained in the beginning, it means 1 point. Then there's, what did I say next? Ulti, that's 4. But if you say red Ulti, then it's 8. So it's a bit complicated. If you don't see the cards and you don't know what I'm talking about, then it's probably a bit it sounds a bit complicated, but it's not that much. Actually, it's going to be a challenge to try to teach people all these things, because there's like a lot. So anyway, so these types of bids, these words have different values, and whoever says in the bidding process, whoever says the highest the highest valued word or this type of bid, they are going to win the bid, and that is going to determine the type of game that is going to be played. I hope that kind of makes sense. So this is what I want to display on the top here. So Ulti is worth 4 points. Is it worth 4 points? Yes. So I will need to, I would want to display on the top, I'm showing Photoshop, okay. So on the top, I would want to display the current game mode, which is going to be Ulti. So let's pretend that whoever in this round that we are playing, the top bid was Ulti. And the trump card, or the trump suit, is the red, so I want to display this as well. And the point value, because that's these are the interesting bits. Do players have a score sheet to keep points throughout the game? Yes. Okay, let's do this. That's going to be the background. Actually, I'm gonna move these bits in here as well. Oops, maybe not this one. What did I do? No, it's definitely not this one. What the hell did I do? Oh, okay. It's just a logo. I don't need that one. This is the one I need, okay. I only need the top half. Game mode background. Okay. And I need the suits. Game mode background. Okay. Let's go back to Unity now. Okay. Game mode. Where's this little thing? Here. Okay. Let's add the image. For the game mode. Okay. Let's keep this in the middle. Yeah. Cool. Okay. I will need the suits. Okay. Here are the suits. Acorn, green, pumpkin, red. I'm just gonna give them some better names, because otherwise everything is going to be called image or image 1, 2, 3. Okay, that is the trump. Ooh, it's a bit big. Okay. Let's make this smaller. Oopsie. Not this much. All right. Okay. So we've got a trump suit and add a text for game mode. Oops, can't type, which is Ulti. Okay, let's have a different one for the value. I would say game value. So there are actually two kinds of scorekeeping during the game, because one is once per game. If it matters, like how many tricks you have taken, then you need to keep track of those during a game. But that resets with every game. And altogether, like I'm not sure if there is like an official number on how many rounds you have to play. I think that's kind of like a gentleman's agreement in between the players. So like they decide how many rounds they want to try before announcing the winner. And then so you need to keep track of the scores in between the games. So during the whole kind of tournament? No, it's not a tournament. Anyway, so there's one scorekeeping during one game, and there's another scorekeeping that's overarching the whole the series of games that you are going to play with your opponents before determining who is the ultimate winner. See what I did there? Ooh, I can already see that I'm gonna have to make do some extra UI work on this, because this is not going to stay for long, because I'm just putting all of these elements up there, and as soon as the content is going to start change according to the game, then it's going to be all hell's gonna break loose. But anyway, it's good enough for now. Hello. Yum yum. My caffeine is getting cold. That's not good. Okay, what next? We should probably start doing some logic now, because then I will have to go soon. Well, not too soon, but Okay, I'm going to cheat a bit. Okay, so during setup, to begin the game, each player will draw a card from the shuffled deck, and the player who draws the lowest card will be the first to deal. Deal and gameplay continues counterclockwise around the group as the game continues. So traditionally, the dealer is the one who shuffles the cards, and then the player to the left will cut the cards. That means like you take the deck apart somewhere in the middle and then put the bottom on the top. Right, and the dealer and the player on the left will have 10 cards, whereas the player on the right will get 12 cards. Two of the players decide to play together, and then the bidding starts, like I have explained before. Hi there. You've never played Ulti with these cards? Have you played Ulti with other type of cards? Or just haven't played Ulti at all? I kind of have to wrap my head around it, because I have played it before, like years ago. But I haven't played since, so it's completely blank. Okay, so what do I have here? Haven't played it at all. Trying to understand the rule now on Wiki. You have played Gir and Ötös. I don't know Ötös. I have heard of Gir. Also Mochár. That's another game that we used to play with these cards. What's Ötös? How is that played? Also, there's Schnapser, which is kind of similar to Ulti, but it's not exactly the same. Right. Okay, so how shall we implement this logic? I am switching to the code bit now. Right, so we'll definitely need a behavior. That's a Unity thing. That is going to be like the main control, the brains of the Ulti thing. I was very lazy up till now, and I just have one file which is called ulti.cs, but once the it starts to like emerge the whole structure and everything, then I will promise I will split them up into different files, because I like to have them in different files too, not in like one huge file as a in a mess. So how shall we call this? Let it be Ulti controller, because everything we've already kind of named something controller. So let it be the Ulti controller, which is a mono behavior. Nope. Almost. Okay. So what do we need to play the game? We need the 3 players, and one of the players is going to be the player. So it's gonna be us. No, probably it's probably best to have like some sort of structure to keep tabs on the players, like how many tricks they have taken, what cards they have, etc., etc. And yeah, let's make this a class. I feel like this is going to be more complicated than just a struct. So let's call it the Ulti player, and we will have no. What the hell am I doing? Layers. I like to keep things private until there is a need to make them public. That's just something that I do. So what does an Ulti player have? They definitely need a name. Not a struct. Shut up. String. There you go. String. They will have a profile picture that is going to be texture 2D. There's a picture. They will each have, okay, what else? What do we have on the UI? Let's see. They have a name. They have the trick count. Tricks taken. Tricks taken. They will also carry on their points overall. Okay, and of course they will have their hand of cards. Yeah, let's make that a list. Shouldn't be a list, or yeah, it should be a list because it's gonna change a lot. Bah. A list of Ulti cards. Yeah. This was annoying me. Okay. So we have the players. Okay, we will have the game mode. I'm wondering, maybe it would be nice to instead of just having just the name and this the name of the current game mode, you know, like the simple, ulti, battle, blah blah blah, instead of having that as a string, because people make mistakes and typos, we should have something like an enum or something more permanent that we can't really mess up, and assign values to those. What should it be? Should it be an enum? Let's start with an enum. Whoops, it's an extra space. And let's call it, what shall we call it? Bid type. It's going to be the bid type enum. Okay, and now okay, I'm looking at Wikipedia now for the list of all of the possible bids in this game, and guys, there are 42 altogether if you count literally everything. So I will probably not include all 42 bids. Should I? Let's include a couple of them. Like, I don't mind if this is not going to be like exactly as it should be in like real life Ulti, because the main game is the point and click bit and not this one. So this has to be a mini game. So it can't be more complicated than the actual game. So I'm feeling that maybe 42 bids is a bit excessive. So I'm gonna simplify it a bit. Okay, let's take just a couple of simple ones. Okay, so there's like simple. Okay, we can do simple. So simple is like the lowest bid. The next one is simple of hearts, because you know if you say anything with the suit hearts, then it's going to have a higher value than the basic version of each of the same bid. Okay, so there's simple, there's 40, 100. There's the 40, 100, the 4 aces, Ulti, Battle, Durchmarsch. I'm sorry, that's gonna sound weird every time I say it. So there's the plain Durchmarsch, the Trump Durchmarsch, and the 2000. I have heard of 4000. I haven't heard of 2000. But it looks like it's kind of the same, but with different numbers. Okay. So there's the simple. There's I'm gonna have to write it out. 42 is not a coincidence. Life, universe, and everything. Yeah, I know. Still, it sounds a bit excessive to have 42, 42 different bid types. I mean, I will be happy if I can learn and teach people, let's say, 6 of them. I would be happy with that. Okay, so what was it? 40. 40. 100. 4 aces. What else? Hang on, I'm just gonna pop this over here for where did I go? 4 aces, Ulti, Batley, Marsh, and and 20, 100. Okay, that's already 7. That's more than I am happy with. All right, so that's the bid type. Okay, right, we'll actually probably have to make this public because we will need to access the players. Do we? I'm just thinking. Anyway, okay. Okay, so we have the players. We will have a bid type that is going to be the current high. Let's call it the highest bid because it will change. Okay, and then we will have some cards on the we will have a bunch of cards in the middle, so that is going to be the current trick. Definitely. Okay. Right. Now I know that because of Unity, I will have to move this into a separate file anyway already. So I'm just gonna copy paste it. Include the stuff that needs to be included. Oh, come on. Okay, and now we have this really basic Ulti controller. I will add this to Unity. Let's add it to the play area. That's like a nice place to have this because it sees everything, literally everything that is on the table. I will move the table back into the background. Anywho, Ulti controller, okay. Righto. Okay. Okay, so the first thing that happens is dealing some cards, right? That's where the whole game starts. Okay, so we need to define our deck of cards. How shall we do this? Because then we will have to assign the cards to the players. Okay. 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 I will add this. So in Unity, for anyone who is interested and not familiar with Unity, there are some functions like the awake and start and update and all of that, which have to do with the game cycle. So the very first thing that is going to be called on every mono behavior is the awake when the whole scene loads, and then after everything that is in the scene has awakened, then is going to be then the start will be called, and when everything is started, then the game cycle begins, the update cycle begins, and the various update functions will be called on each of these behaviors. So everything that's why this Ulti controller thing is inheriting from this mono behavior stuff, because in this case I want to include this logic, the main game logic of this minigame, to be to include it in the whole sort of update cycle and all that. So probably, okay, so when we load the scene, we will need a deck of cards and we need to shuffle them. So let's make, because I have a feeling that we are going to need this function or this functionality a couple of more times. I will already like move this into or implement it rather in a separate function that I can call from either the awake or the start. It doesn't really matter at this point, I think, because this is all just going to be like background information and stuff, and it doesn't have anything to do with the UI or the logic at this point. And we don't need any other elements from the game, so this is kind of a standalone thing, so it's safe to just do whenever. So this is going to create the deck. So need a deck of Ulti cards. Yeah. This is going to set up the deck. Let's say, okay, there's the hell. Okay. Okay, so what are the rules for ötös? Or bornyúzás? I'm interested to know this game because I haven't heard of it. Ötös. That means 5 or fiver. So in the meantime, I will generate the deck of cards. Okay, yeah, I had a feeling that we need to add a value for the card as well, because you know it has a suit and a value. I will try to okay, I will try to generate this. So let's see. Let's make it a for loop. Because we have the 4. Yeah, we have the 4 suits. So we can just do this. Oh, not this. This. And then for each suit we have 8. We have 8 cards. Okay, but it's tricky because it doesn't, because the numbers or the values in values on cards don't start from either 0 or 1, but from 7. So let's start with 7. And then it goes up to 15. Then is it going to be right? I think so. If not, we will see. We'll just debug it and see how it goes. And if it's not right, then we can fix it. Okay, so we will create a new card. Multi-card where the suit is the current suit and the value is the, I said equals Dre, and that's going to be our card, and then we will add the card to the deck. And now we have a deck, hopefully, which is which is not going to be shuffled. It's going to be all of the cards in order. White. And to check that, I'm thinking. Okay, let's check it first, and then I will tell you all about my genius idea that I just had. What am I doing? Going through the deck and just going to debug log. Nope, that's the right one. All the cards that are in the deck, and I'm going to use what the hell? Okay. First is come on, I can't type this early. However, but you don't need to know that. So the suit is an enum. I hope that toString is going to display the name of the enum and not the value. Let's hope. Okay, and then let's show the value as well. Okay, so the value is just going to be a number. Yeah, and then we need to return because this is crying. Okay, yeah, it's a type mismatch because this was a list and I want this to be an array. Okay, now let's do it in here. Okay, now hopefully if I go back, should you spam the rules here? Well, how about everyone else? Are you interested in playing or interested in the rules of Ötös? I think if you can keep it short, then you can type in here in the chat because other people might be interested. Like not in the. You don't have to be like super detailed because you don't have to teach us how to play the game, just roughly what the idea is. In the meantime, I'm switching back to Unity because it's building. Okay, now I hope that if I just start it, it's not gonna work because there's loads of things that I haven't hooked up properly, and I just copy pasted this scene. But at least the debug thing that we just did should work. Yay! Look at that. So let's check what we have. Okay. Right, so 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 2, 3, 4. Yeah. From red, from green, pumpkin, and acorn. Okay, we've got a deck. We've got a deck of cards. Cool. So the brilliant idea that I had, it might turn out to be stupid in the end, but because half of the values are actually numbers. So like I said, you have like the 7, 8, 9, and 10 numbered cards. But for the rest of them, like the 11, 12, and so on, those should be called like the lower, the upper, the king, and the ace. So maybe I can learn how to type without typos, and then okay, let's card values because I feel like value is again too generic and I don't want to clash with any other stuff. So there's like 7, 8, 9, 10, and there's a lower, upper, king, and ace. And so the good thing with enums and in this situation is that I can actually assign values to the different names, and I hope that this is going to work. Maybe it doesn't really matter because in the end, hang on, did I mess up? No, okay. Because in the end, I will have to all these labels or names or whatever's will have to be translated. Ha ha ha. So it doesn't really matter what I call them in the code because the players, it matters to me, kinda, because I will write the code, but it's not gonna matter to the players that much because this is not the strings or the names that they will see. And so now that I have done this, I can instead of just writing or printing out the values, I can cast these values to be enums and then call toString on that. And in this case, once Unity has finished, yep. Let's run again. Right, there you go. So now you have like 7, 8, 9, 10, lower, upper, king, ace. There you go. Okay. So we need to shuffle. We need to shuffle the cards and then deal them. What am I doing? Switching to Visual Studio. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay, we've got the deck. But before we before we do this, okay, so this might not be the best way, but this is how I'm going to do it. So now we have the deck in order, and now we need to shuffle the deck. So how are we going to shuffle? I'm going to make another list. This is going to be the shuffled one, and then I am going to do while there are any cards in the deck, I am going to request Unity to give me a random number of which, no, this is the deprecated one, so okay, in between 0 and deck count. And then I will take this card from the deck. Oops. Deck. I am not iterating on the deck, so I can remove. I'm just checking how many items are there in that list, so that's fine. So I can remove this card from the deck and add it to the shuffled deck. like it doesn't have to be like, so even I'm sure that there is a better, a more optimal way of doing this. Surely I'm not very bothered about the performance or on this or anything, because this will have to be done just once or maybe twice if you want to shuffle the card during the game. So even if it is not the best way of shuffling a deck of cards, it's more than enough for now. If it works, of course. So we removed it from the deck and then add it to the other deck, and we need to, of course, instead of returning the now empty deck, we need to return the shuffled one. Before returning, let's check if the deck is indeed shuffled. Going back to Unity. Unity is going to recompile all this code that we've just written. Okay, let's clear the console and run. Ba-ba-bum. Okay, so that's fairly random, I would say, and it didn't it wasn't stuck in the loop, so I am happy. There's always like a slight chance that you might have an infinite loop somewhere, or you forget to switch the condition in a while. Okay, I'm quite happy with this. That looks fairly random. Let's make this stop. I think we won. I will comment this code out for now because we might need it later, but I don't need it now. We've got a shuffled deck. Okay, and now we need to deal the cards. Okay, so in the meantime, so if anyone is interested in knowing the rules of Ötös, which is called Fiver. Okay, so five cards are dealt. One is selected as the trump. Yeah, or trump. That one can beat any. Players then send cards to others in rounds. You can send 1, 3, or 5 cards. 3 and 5 is possible if you have pairs of numbers. The next player then has to beat the cards they got sent. Cards with a trump color can beat any other card, though. Yeah. If a player can't beat all cards, they pick the unbeaten cards up and skip a round. Sounds a bit like Uno, doesn't it? Kinda, not exactly, because then... So I'm guessing you're trying to get you need to get rid of your cards, and so whoever gets rid of the... Okay. Need enough to have 5 again. Yeah, it's like a bit more complicated version of Uno with 5 cards. Rounds are played until the deck is gone, and a player who can get rid of cards in the end wins. Those are the rules of ötös or fiver, because it's played in fives. Oh, thank you. I didn't know this game before. Haven't heard of it. Okay, where were we? Ooh. Okay, let's deal some cards to our players then. So I'm not going to try to determine who is the first player, who's going to have the extra cards for now. So if you remember that two players, so each player gets 10 cards, but then we have 2 remaining because there are 32 cards in the deck. So whoever gets the last 2 cards is going to be the first one, I believe. Who starts? So they're gonna start the bidding. Or did we forget something? Hang on. All right. So different sources say there are different ways to determine who is the first, but I think it doesn't really matter as long as everyone has sort of the same chance of becoming the first dealer or the first one to call the bids. Yeah. So we choose who is the dealer, and then the dealer that deals a batch of cards to each player, and whoever sits on the right of the dealer is going to get the extra 2. Okay, so on Wikipedia it says that the dealer deals 5 cards to each player first, and then 7 to the one on his right, and then deals 5 more cards to each player. But I think it doesn't really matter the way how you, because random is random. It's just someone's gonna end up with 2 extra cards. That's the main thing. Oh yeah, there's another one called Moko, but isn't that played? So that's also kind of similar to Uno. Isn't it played with like French cards? Moko. I might be wrong though. French or Hungarian cards. Yeah, they're kind of similar. They just look different. And you have to say the word Mako before you play your last card. Yeah, that's just like in Uno. Yeah. Okay, so okay, I think because I will have to go soon, I'm not gonna start jumping into a new bit because I might not be able to see it through, and so I think we should wrap it up now because I have kept you long enough already, I think, and we will pick up from here at some point. I'm gonna save everything, and I promise that I will not continue implementing this bit until we come back online again, and then we can continue from the bidding process. Maybe in the meantime I will think about which are the bid types that I actually want to keep, because it might be keeping all of them might be a bit too much. But we'll see. So now we have, okay, what we have done so far is we've got a nice little mock-up here. We've got the players, the two opponents we have. We've got some display stuff for the current bid type or the current game that we are going to play, and we've initialized our deck and shuffled the deck. So I think we're going to continue from here with the dealing and the bidding process of this game next time. Yeah, that would be good. I expect, or I suspect, that if you're Hungarian and maybe if your grandparents are alive, maybe ask them about some killer ulti techniques or tactics that they used. Yeah, and there's like a whole other like really funny bit when in the bidding process, when you can counter someone's offer. I haven't delved into this bit yet because again there's loads more to cover on that ground. So anyway, thanks for joining me this morning. I know we started quite early. I'm not sure if this is going to work for me, like starting this early every time that I'm doing this, but in this case I had to because I have some stuff to do later, so I couldn't do the afternoon. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.